because right off the bat, I want to show you the glass that we've curated for you tonight so you could see everything. And then I'm going to take your call. Get online, and even if it's just something even if you're not making a purchase, tell me what your favorite piece is. That's what art is about. It's about, getting a conversation starting, looking at these pieces, talking about the colors and the shapes and different things that we may see. One of my favorite parts of doing this show is right before we go live, everyone who helps make this set look beautiful and put the show together on a weekly basis, we all talk about our favorite pieces and what we see, what pieces we would add to our collection. And that's my favorite part, is hearing, from everybody what they love and what they see. Someone may have, an affinity towards the lavender shade. Someone else may love just the dark kind of midnight blues hiding inside some of those bowls. We were talking about these crucible pieces. You're about to see one on screen right now. You have some that kind of look like koi fish or jellyfish. It's this beautiful sort of take on the sea with all these layers. And it's just fun to hear everyone's opinion. And I know I say this on a weekly basis if you watch our show, but you don't have to be an art expert or an art historian to know what you love and to know what you want to just add to your home and have in your life. And that's what I love about art. It's adding these bright, in this case, very bright, beautiful, colorful pieces into your home that you'll get to look at every day. Art is about it's there to make you happy and to transform your space. And a lot of these pieces are truly going to transform wherever you put them in your home. And the great thing about glass also is they will certainly take on sort of a life of their own and transform themselves depending on the light that hits them or where you place them, the time of day. So it's very exciting to be able to show you just truly an artisan, a craftsman, and a master glass blower in his work. It's someone who I truly stand behind, and I just love his work. I've been a fan for many years. So to be able to now offer that to our Rare Collectibles audience and customers, it's a joy. So as great of a job as the camera guys are doing, showing you all the glass that we have on the set, when you guys are ready, we'll show the loop tape so they could see just everything that we have tonight. You'll have your pick. So take a look. And we'll give you the titles, write down an item number or the name. You're going to see, look at this. We have from his Colorfield series, which Wes has been really perfecting since 1984. Just gorgeous pattern work and color theory and color composition. Look at that. Some just spectacular color combinations and beautiful abstract painting techniques that he's doing on some of these vessels and bowls. So we have, I believe, 5 that are smaller that you are just not going to believe the prices that we're able to offer these original works of art for tonight. We have some very large pieces. I really think we have something for everyone. So as this goes by, and you'll get to see every piece we have in our collection tonight, jot down your favorite one. If you see one, look at that, those magentas and those bright kind of canary yellows. If you see one that's speaking to you, write down the item number and get ready to call us and tell me which one is your favorite one, which one is speaking to you. I'm going to give you my absolute best, as I do every week. I'm always just happy to hear from our customers. So, again, when you see one that's just speaking to you that you know is going to look fantastic in your home and you just have to have, I could not be happier to be up here offering these works of art for you. So get ready to call in. Now, I was thinking a lot about the show, before we go live and kind of the big points of what I want to talk about and get across. And something really interesting that we've been talking here at Rare Collectibles about glass as a collectible and as an art form is art glass and studio glass, and sort of, what the difference is, because you're going to hear those terms, and I think it's important to know what the difference is, and especially if you're out there collecting and you're buying glass as an art form. Now, art glass is really anything that was sort of beginning of the 1900s, the beginning of the 20th century. It's glass that was created from the end of the 1800s up until about 1950. Probably the biggest known glass maker from the art glass movement would be Tiffany. And certainly we know that you have to have quite a wallet to have a Tiffany in your collection. Tiffany lamps, for example, depending on the size, can go upwards to $1 million. I had the pleasure of being in a art collector's home not too long ago who had several Tiffany lamps, and they were stunning. And certainly, if that is something you can add to your collection, my goodness, do it. But the interesting thing about Tiffany and about art glass is that this was all before the studio glass was created, before small studios for artisans to work on their own with their materials. All the art glass done pre-1950s was done in a large factory setting. Most of the time, this was molten glass that was poured into molds. So, in a sense, they weren't as, handcrafted as once you get into studio glass. The studio glass movement really started in the early 1960s, was started by a man named Harvey Littleton, who was known as the founder of the American Glass Studio movement, who decided that, he wanted to make it that artisans could create glass by hand with furnaces in their own studio setting, that you didn't have to go to a large factory to work with liquid glass, that you could do that as a painter would have with a canvas and an easel. And I know you're seeing all these beautiful pieces, and I'm just blabbering away here. We have a minute left, and then you're going to see everything in our collection. Look at these. Look at how gorgeous those blues are. And look at how vivid. I mean, what Wes is doing with just color alone is unparalleled to other studio glass artists out there. You're not going to find more colorful, vibrant, just bright, popping pieces of glass than by Wes Hunting. I truly believe that. And the color combinations are just fantastic. Those tangerines and those bright, bright pinks, just beautiful. Okay, we're going to come back to camera 2 as I talk more about the history of art glass versus studio glass. But we talk about these things here at Rare Collectibles, whether it's the coin side with Rick and James and Jack, talking about the history and significance behind the specific coins or gold or, whatever collectible that they're selling. It's just as important with the art. That's sort of our motto here, is to talk to our customers about the history of these pieces, why it's significant, so that you have that information. So you're not only collecting something that you love and that you want to add into your home, but that you know the history behind it, the significance. And specifically tonight, we are, of course, talking about Wes Hunting, who has been a professional glass blower for 40 plus years now. Now, Wes lives in Wisconsin, the heartland of America, where the studio glass movement really began. The University of Wisconsin in the 60s was the first university to offer glass blowing as an art class. Up until then, though, the techniques of glass making has been around for centuries, really since the Egyptians. It wasn't accessible to the everyday artist. It wasn't something that you could just, whip up and create on your own. But that has all changed, and really being a newer art movement has certainly taken off. It is one of the most collectible movements of art now to date. If you've ever been to Las Vegas and you've walked into the Bellagio Hotel, what's the first thing you notice? You see that stunning art installation by, again, one of the biggest names in the studio glass movement, Dale Chihuly. And I actually have some photos of that, but you'll see. And now Dale Chihuly, who Wes has worked with and studied with throughout his studies, there they are. Isn't that just spectacular? So that is Dale Chihuly, who is known for these just large, over-the-top, beautiful art installations. His chandeliers, I'll show you some prices in a minute, go for $40,000, $50,000. Even his smaller pieces, really, in the tens of thousands. Many of Dale Chihuly's pieces, however, are, not factory made, but they're mass produced. There's so many out there, and he's trained people to kind of follow in his footsteps to recreate his pieces. What you're getting tonight are all handmade pieces by Wes Hunting. He works with his son Wesley in their hot studio in Wisconsin, and all of these pieces were done in his furnace, a labor of love. I have a few pictures here just to share with you. Here's Wes right here, and you're going to see he's working with the glass in its molten state. And Wes talks about how working with glass, though he studied originally to be a painter, what he was drawn to about it is that you can't put it down. You don't stop when you're making glass. Here he is, and he's got the cane. When the glass is about, it came out of that 1600-degree furnace, and it is burning hot, and it's still almost in a liquid state. It's on the end of the cane. He's spinning it to create the form that it's going to take. And Wes talks about how you can't fight with the glass. You have to let it sort of take on its own form. So rather than try to shift it and manipulate it, he has an idea in mind, of course. All the pieces start with a painting. He draws out what he's envisioning in his head as his artistic creation. And then once the glass is, once he starts, you can't stop. You can't put it down and look at it and think about it. You can't just stand back and like you're looking at an easel and think, I think I'll do this differently. You're in it from start to finish. That glass is hot. It's, if you put it down, it's ruined. It'll just stick to the floor as lava would. And so he knows you got to work quickly. And you've got to let the glass sort of speak for itself. And then from it, look at this. There's that 1600-degree furnace. From this molten lava and really labor of love and hot and very heavy, machinery that you're working comes the most exquisite, delicate art forms that I think I've ever come across in my journey as a buyer. So I know I'm talking a mile a minute. I'm very excited about glass. It's one of my personal favorite art mediums. I've bought a lot. I've sold a lot. I love just being around it and talking about it. Call me up. Talk to our operators. Tell me which piece you love. What piece do you want to see? And I'm happy to just start right off the bat, price them for you, give you just the absolute best prices, and we'll start off. We have, again, something for everyone tonight, and to have a museum collected artist as Wes Hunting is something that's also very important and good to know. Of course you have to love the piece, but to know that this is an artist who is represented in galleries and museums. The White House collection has Wes Hunting glass in it. It's just that it gives it that little extra boost that you have something that in time, of course, is going to not only retain its value, but as a collectible is something that's very important to have. Look at this. We have one large, beautiful platter in our collection. One and only one, but it's absolutely stunning. It comes with a stand, and I'll show you that if we have some interest, that you can display it several different ways. You can hang it on your wall and have it almost as if it's an abstract painting. We really, look at that. This is one of the largest bowls I've seen from him with this beautiful stand. So, yeah, I know we have some people online. Call me up. Tell me which one you want to see. And you're not going to believe these pieces when you see them in person, and you're not going to believe the prices I have to offer them. And of course, I must show you, as we were talking about Dale Chihuly earlier, and of course, again, to own a Dale Chihuly original would be an exceptional thing for any art collection. But here are the prices you're going to pay. Here is a Dale Chihuly. This is one of his chandeliers, like something you would see at the Bellagio or somewhere in Vegas or somewhere extravagant. $40,000 is the price for this light fixture. And look at what the description says, in the manner of Dale Chihuly. So they're not even telling you that this is an original by Dale Chihuly. They're saying it was done in the manner of Dale Chihuly. But still, even in the manner of, you have a $40,000 price tag on there. Now here is a Dale Chihuly, interesting piece. It looks like a set of nesting bowls. It's a beautiful piece. Again, for any collection, it would be a wonderful thing to own, but $18,000 is your price.
We have a request already.
We do. Wonderful. We have a request. Okay. I would love to hear what their favorite piece is.
He would like to see 1251, which is the one right in front of you, the pink one.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
And this beautiful aqua.
Okay. Excellent. So
this is 1251.
Okay.
And that's 1253.
Okay. So maybe I will put both on the turntable. If you don't mind moving the remnant, we'll have the camera set on this for now, and then we'll move it over when we can to the turntable. But for now, we'll have Paul go around and just move that beautiful remnant sculpture. And who do we have online for this beautiful lavender and bright pink vessel? Well, we'll find out. It's a stunning piece. I want to show, there's someone online for 2 of these vessels. And I'm going to show you, I'll show them on the turntable one by one. I have so many prices to show you before I start pricing. I mean, but you know, can I show one other price real quick since we were talking about Tiffany earlier? You know, of course, a Chihuly or a Tiffany, the big names, the names that have had the exposure. Here's a price tag for a Tiffany vase, $50,000. So again, and it's a beautiful piece, but I'm going to show you what I have on this turntable, and personally, I mean, I think that is just exquisite. Take a look at what's on the turntable. We have somebody, and thank you for calling.
Mr. C in Michigan.
Oh, Mr. C in Michigan. Hello, how is Mr. C?
He wants to see them next to each other.
He wants to see, okay, you've got it, Mr. C. I'm going to put them on the turntable together. So we will have them set up for you. The camera guys are looking at me like I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, there was a time many years ago when I would balance multiple glass pieces on a turntable this size. And I'd get 5 of those on there. And, you know, you're a little younger, a little more fearless. As you grow, as you get a little older, you get a little wiser. And I'm not going to... Sure. Okay, so Mr. C is waiting patiently. Thank you, Mr. C. They are both absolutely stunning. And for item numbers, we'll get one up there for them. D1251 is one with the color-filled vessel with, oh, wonderful, thank you, with this beautiful cyan interior. And let me just show him real quick.
Can you show
Yes.
Aqua?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let me... I know, I got a little nervous there too. Take a look at the inside, this beautiful light, kind of airy blue color on the inside. And look at that gorgeous sort of mustardy yellow ribbon around the top. His line work, all those beautiful lines in there, I mean, it's just exceptional. There's only one other artist glass artist I could think of that does line work that's just so beautiful, and that's Italian glassmaker Lino Tagliapietra. And his pieces, again, tens of thousands of dollars. All right, Mr. C, either of these vessels, hand-blown, original Wes Hunting sculptures. Are you ready for this? We're starting with the best prices of the night. $595 for either of those. They're absolutely stunning, or 2 payments of $297.50. Mr. C, let me know which one you want in your collection. They are both just beautiful. It's a hard decision, but thank you for calling and telling me which ones you're interested in.
The salmon-colored one is sold.
Wonderful. Okay.
C in Michigan.
This one?
No,
Got it. The lab. Okay.
Salmon inside.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's beautiful. And let me just show him the inside. This one is sold to Mr. C. Mr. C, excellent choice. I love those lavender colors and the salmon interior. Take a look at how beautiful. That's just, we have the item number in the inside. But when you see this in person, Mr. C, it's really stunning. I'm going to step off. You guys could stay on that turntable while I hand this one. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. C. I know you're going to absolutely love that one. And then, oh, take a look at this. So now 2 pieces tonight that you may have seen in the loop tape if you saw all the pieces that are really, really special. These are pieces that Wes, again, one of his newer designs. Now the color field series, such as the vessel you're looking at right now on the turntable, this has been almost 40 years in the making, really since 1984. He's been working and perfecting this, and it's just exquisite.
Come inside one more time.
Sure.
I think he actually wants that one.
Okay, he wants to see the inside of this, so this might be the one.
1251, correct?
Yes, this is the with the cyan interior.
Just wanted to confirm that's the one he wants, right?
Is this the one? Okay, so this is the one that Mr. C wants. Okay, thank you. I'll leave this here and step aside so that can be sold, and we'll bring the lavender one out. But again, so we have sort of what I love about the collection we have tonight is we have sort of a history of Wes Hunting's work. So from the color field series, which is this Italian glassmaking technique that he has learned from in his studies going to Venice and specifically the island of Murano, where glassmaking really originated from as an art form, where they've been doing it for hundreds of years. There's an Italian glassmaking technique called millefiori, 1,000 flowers, and that's where you're going to see, look at this, it's infusing handmade glass beads that he stretches and makes one of a kind. So every single piece, these glass beads he makes, very, very time consuming, and then he calls it painting. He uses them in a way where he paints them onto it within the kind of inner layer of this, for example, the bowl or the vessel, giving it this just gorgeous sort of abstract painted technique. It's, one of the things I love is, again, talking to people and getting just sort of ideas and other people's takes. And I hadn't thought about it before, but it's such a lovely way to look at these. What you have then with this millefiori and the color field technique really almost looks like an impressionist landscape. You have these beautiful, look at it, what look like flowers, like a field of flowers, as if you're looking at an impressionistic painting. It's just gorgeous. So call me up. So the first vessel is gone. The beautiful sort of lilac, purple, and pink one is still here. I think I'm gonna have to I'll move that one aside and put one of my favorite ones. So I'm going to put a D1260 on the turntable next. And this is, again, a little bit more of a petite piece, but the colors are just stunning. And I just want to show it off to you because take a look at how that, and I know we're getting the light from our turntable, but really how that glows, those beautiful seafoam greens and then this gorgeous lime interior. And here, yet again, you have this, what really looks like a painting from an impressionist painter, this beautiful sort of field of flowers, like there's poppies and, or perhaps you see more of a sea, a take on it, depending on your perspective, you could see whatever you'd like, but without a doubt, it is absolutely stunning. Okay, so I'm going to price this for you. For anyone that's out there for an original Wes Hunting, such a gorgeous piece to add to any art collection. $12.60, my goodness. $595 on this one as well. That's 2 payments of $297.50, which is a stunning price.
We have a request for the green crucible.
Ooh, okay. We're going to okay. So we're going to go to a really special piece, and I was starting to talk about how tonight is, let me, if you don't mind just following me. Oh, actually, we're not going to put it on the turntable because it's so heavy. But we're going to go to this piece right here.
Mr. C in Michigan.
For Mr. C, again in Michigan, a D1269 is the item number on the crucible coming up next. And Mr. C, I have to tell you, again... Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. C. And now take a look at, this is one of Wes's newest designs. This is what he's calling an optic crucible. It is truly a one-of-a-kind piece, and I'm going to do my absolute best to show off how unique and stunning it is. It's a heavy, heavy piece. This gorgeous deep forest green on the outside. Now, we have this displayed on a stand that Wes's son, who works with him in his hot glass studio, welded himself. It's a stand so that you can display it up like this, but you can also, am I going to ruin the shot if I come around this way? Well, I'm going to try my best to, I just want to show them a couple of things. I'm going to turn it. Let me know when you're ready for me to, I'm going to turn it on its back so he could see. And Mr. C, it's a heavy piece. I'm not going to lie. I'm stronger than I look. I like to pretend.
It comes with a little stand.
It does, yes. It comes with the stand that Wes's son welded, but take a look at that. Now you could see how you could certainly display it like this. It looks like a bowl. And inside, when you stare down from the top looking in, oh, it's just unbelievable. You're going to see all of these layers and layers of beautiful shapes and colors. I mean, just gorgeous. There's a movement to a piece like this. I know we're not really, let me turn it slightly so you could see. Look at this. It is just lovely. I know I'm not doing it justice here. We're getting a little bit of a reflection, but look at this, all of these layers. I mean, this is a very labor-intensive piece. So you'll see, are you able to kind of zoom in and show them I know it's hard. Let me know, guys, if it's easier to put it back on the stand. I want to see if we could zoom in and show Mr. C and whoever's watching how deep all these layers go. These gorgeous lines, beautiful. Look at that. Really gorgeous. I mean, this is truly a one-of-a-kind piece. And he's using this sort of transparent layer on the outside. You almost can't see it. It looks like you could reach in and just grab these things that he's created. Like they're just suspended in air. They're suspended in crystal glass, though. So here we have Wes's most recent work. As an artist, this is the newest form that I'm going to have to put it down for just a moment and walk away. Maybe I'll put it back on the stand so you could see it. I just wanted him to see how gorgeous that green is. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? I mean, let's go back to me for a moment.
See the price.
I know, Mr. C, you're waiting patiently again. Okay. I just wanted to stress how important this piece is, though. So we're going to go back to camera 2 for a moment so we could have that back on its stand and you could just see how gorgeously detailed it is. And Mr. C, I have to tell you, these are the 2 optic crucibles that we have tonight. These are really the show-stopping pieces. They're the most labor-intensive. Whenever you guys are ready, we'll come back to me just for a moment because I want to... Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to... we're going to tilt it back up, and it is a heavy piece. Again, you're getting to see sort of his creations from when he first got into that hot studio in the early 80s. He had his own studio in Chicago where he really developed the Color Field series, which is really what put him on the benchmark for a on-the-scene gallery artist. That is, landed him the cover of multiple gallery shows, one-man shows, museum shows, and now to 2020, one of his most recent pieces, and he just did a talk at a university about this and just all these gorgeous layers and what he's trying to achieve. Mr. C, it's $2,395. It is an absolute stunning Wes Hunting piece and a gorgeous one-of-a-kind glass sculpture, truly unique. That's 2 payments of $1,197.50. And to own just one of the most recent designs from such a renowned glass artist for that price is truly remarkable. And I hope that you do consider a piece like this. This is something so unique. I assure you it would be one of the talks of your collection. Thank you. All right, he's going to think about that. We have some people online. We'll go back to camera 2, and I do have So many other pieces to get to tonight. So again, thank you for joining me. It is my pleasure and my honor to be here showing you the work of West Hunting. And call us up. We have a few of the vessels are gone, but we have so much more to show you. We're going to go to
the crucibles.
Okay.
I'd like to see both of them.
The remnants or the okay.
The remnants.
The remnants.
Those are the crucibles.
Yes. Okay. Wonderful. We have a request for the remnants. So we could see this beautiful pear-colored remnant is actually on our tall stand over there, right in the middle. Oh, but now Paul's gonna. Well, okay. Sorry. And then we will put the other one on the turntable. So we have two remnants. That was our. Hi, Paul. That was Paul. Paul just said. Paul, I cannot tell you how many times I did that in the past when I used to help with art shows. So many times. I'll probably do it tonight. I'll probably walk right in front of that. But you get to see two. I know we have cameras from every angle here in our beautiful glass studio tonight. So we're showing you everything we can. So you're looking at one of two remnant sculptures, another very new design from Wes. And I follow Wes on social media. I follow him on Instagram. We saw these pieces, and I called him up, and I said, we have to have the remnant sculptures on the show. I have to show these off. They are just unbelievable. They're a little bit more abstract in design, so truly something special. More of a sculptural item. A lot of the vessels and bowls, there's a utilitarian, there's a use to them, and that's what, art glass was a lot about. It was about, beautiful works of art, but they were also useful. So whether glassware or platters or bowls, here you have something that is truly just a beautiful abstract art sculpture and an art form. So something that really would be such a focal point. So you're looking at one of the remnants, and then on our turntable we have the only other remnant sculpture in these beautiful reds and blues with all this gorgeous, gorgeous detail, sort of a black onyx interior. So when you guys are ready, we'll show you the other one. I know we have a couple people online for these. Okay, and here comes the other remnant. And let me get you an item number, because I'm going to price these. So the D1267 was the remnant sculpture in those beautiful sort of light pear shades. And D1268 is this remnant sculpture in this paradise blue. Blues and reds, and look at that. Just spectacular. And you're getting that, as it spins, you could see all sides of it. This just multi-layered sculpture. Something this large, again, if you walked into a museum or if you walked into a glass gallery, I mean, upwards of $10,000 easily for something just of its size and of its nature. The great thing about owning a Wes Hunting and what we're able to do is because we have someone who's been making glass for 40 years, who's done the gallery shows and the museum shows, but just hasn't had, that Dale Chihuly exposure where he just exploded. You're able to get pieces like beautiful works of art, and you're not going to pay $10,000. For anyone that's watching, $1,495 is your price for an original abstract sculpture by Wes Hunting. I've never seen anything like this from him before in the 10 plus years I've been following him as a fan of his artwork. It's truly unique. And that is the same price, that $1,495 for either of the remnants. We have it in this beautiful sort of candy red and paradise blues, and also the pear shades for the other one. They're just gorgeous. They're large pieces, almost 14 and a half inches in height. By 11 and a half inches width at the largest points. For the platter, okay. Maybe.
So give you this one, and then they can show that one.
Oh, we have two. Okay. Oh, we do have two. Okay.
So this one's 1.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So, anyone on the remnant? Do we have people on the phone for this, or should we move on? Okay. Okay, so coming up next is item number 1266. It is a very large very vibrant, beautiful color field platter that I will tilt for you to thank you, and thank you for your consideration on the remnant sculptures. We are very happy to keep those around in the studio for as long as we need to. They're just stunning. But I do have some interest in the platters. I have two. They are very large. Either of these platters that we have do come with wall mounts, and what a beautiful way to display this, to have it mounted on your wall as if you're displaying a painting. This gorgeous sort of abstract, a little impressionistic landscape right here with this gorgeous field of poppies and flowers. I mean, that's one way of looking at it. However, whatever your interpretation, certainly art is left to the eye of the beholder, but without a doubt, they are just stunning. It's a very large platter, 20.5 inches by 18 inches. This is our color field platter in marigold. My goodness. What is the price on this? Paul, can you tell me what the price is? I have my price list underneath the platter.
$1,795.
Thank you so much. Mr. D?
In Florida.
$1,795 for Mr. D in Florida's consideration. It is one of the largest art platters. It's quite heavy, Mr. D. I'm not holding it up. I'm just tilting it so you could see how gorgeous that pattern work is. I mean, it's just, you're getting a little of everything in the platter. You have this beautiful color work, the line work. Then you have Wes's playing with transparency and playing with that kind of crystal clear element right there where some of the colors sort of shine through. And he'd like to see the other one as well. Yeah, so we'll go to the chair. The other platter we have kind of propped up on our chair on our set so you could see. So when you all are ready, thank you so much. You could see how huge this is. I'm not even lifting it. They are heavy, but the wall mounts are quite substantial as well. Okay, and here's the only other platter we have. I'm very nervous to pick it up because my hands are, it's a little warm in our studio tonight. My hands are a little sweaty. But it is also very, very large, and also it's a little bit larger even, 21 inches at the most. You guys you want me to pick it up? Okay. They're saying yes, please pick it up. I just don't want to get any smudges, but okay. So here is, and same price for this one. Is that correct? $1,795 for a huge original Wes Hunting sculpture. Beautiful platter. You have your pick. They're both absolutely stunning. I hope I'm going to have to put it down. It's really, they're really heavy. And I'm trying so hard to hold it in a way that I don't smudge it, though cleaning glass is quite easy. You just need a lint-free cloth. Mineral oil to keep it nice and shiny is what most glass galleries would recommend. Okay, and I'm going to go to yes. How about we have this beautiful little petite bowl on our set. Can you get a shot of that, or should I bring it down? Maybe I'll put it on the turntable. Okay, we'll switch it out. We'll go back to me. So thank you for your consideration on the platters. They're just gorgeous. I want to show you, because we're kind of hopping around from the larger pieces to the smaller. I have one petite bowl, which is just beautiful and just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. So we're going to put that up on the turntable. Maybe I can do you mind following me and I can walk back and grab it?
No, that's okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, they'll grab it. Okay, sure. Okay. I was going to say, follow me, I'll walk, but we're going to have, Paul's going to grab it. Don't worry, Paul, you're safe. We'll stay here. And again, if there's a piece that you see that you'd like to see, please let me know, but I'm going to continue just pulling some from larger to smaller pieces so you get an idea of everything that we have. And we will show the loop again so you can see everything in 15-second intervals. But take a look at this. And now that is a stunning combination of colors, if I may say so myself. Absolutely beautiful. The item number on this petite beauty is D1261. This is a color field bowl with saffron and Kelly green interior. So you're probably asking, where is the saffron interior? And take a look at this when I lift it up. Look at how beautiful this pop of color is. And you'll see when the light hits it right, there's a stripe of green in there, and then that beautiful, bright, vibrant yellow. Just gorgeous. Okay, so for a smaller West Hunting, but still stunning, stunning piece. This is such a treat. If you're out there, I know this one is going to find a home. It is too beautiful and too great of a price. $595 is your price. An original West Hunting. I will show you his signature diamond etched into the side of the glass. As soon as it spins around, I'm looking for it, and then we will. Oh, you got it. There it is. Perfect shot. There's his signature. Etched into the side of the glass with a diamond tip pen, the only way you can sign glass. Oops. Okay. Just want to. Think about that. Maybe let's go back to the loop tape.
You want a price?
Yeah, you know what? Let's go to the price? Yeah, we have a loop tape where you could see every single piece. We're showing them one by one, but now a few pieces in the loop tape are sold. I will point out which ones are sold once they show up. This one, for example, is sold. Is that correct? With the lilac, that's to Mr. C. So we'll put that. And I believe this one is as well, the cyan. I should cross them off on my agenda as they sell. But just so you can see them all with the price. Look at that, 2 payments of $297.50. That's an unbelievable price for an original West Hunting glass sculpture. If I may say, that is an unbelievable price for any piece of original glass. We have one left of the lidded jar, which is just beautiful. And I've talked about this before, but if you walk into a gallery or even a gift shop at a museum and you see the little glass trinkets, for sale, just little glass pieces on a shelf, something small, 3-4 inches in height, you're going to pay that. You're going to pay $447. Now we're getting into the larger vessels. Look at that. They're 14 inches in height. Those are quite large vases. So I know it's hard to get a perspective when they're just on the screen like this. That's why I invite you to call so you could see these, when I'm holding them or standing next to them to give you a little bit of perspective. That's a huge piece. I see this one in front of me. It's 14 inches in height. These are some of the largest vessels that he's created. They're really stunning pieces. And so again, tonight I wanted to kind of emphasize the difference, when you're collecting, when you have an art collection, or if you're new to collecting glass, or if you're just out there and you're looking, you want to know what to look for, and because you're going to see a lot of options online with glass, and it's hard to distinguish what's an original and what is mass-made. You're going to pay a lot of money even for mass-made things or mold-made items. But when we talk about art glass versus studio glass, again, what we have tonight is studio glass. This is glass that is handmade pieces by an artist, by himself in his studio, or in this case, with the aid of his son, Wesley Jr., who has really taken on glassmaking as much as his father has. It's just been passed down the generation of glassmaking. Look at this. We have one of his amphora sculptures tonight, which is another really interesting, more abstract design. 2 of these huge platters, which are just stunning. Gorgeous, gorgeous pieces. So again, what you're getting tonight are original, one-of-a-kind pieces. Those little imperfections or air bubbles that you might see in some of the pieces, to me, that signifies that you're getting a one-of-a-kind item that was not mold-made or mass-produced. These are as original as a painting on canvas. They're just very, very special pieces. And just to give you a quote on the American Glass movement, this really kind of stood out to me when I was just reading up on it. Although the American studio glass artists, when compared with their European counterparts, were technically inept for their first decade, their impact was felt throughout the world. So American glassmaking, studio glass, thank you, it really just started in the early 1960s. It's a relatively new art movement when you look at sort of the timeline of art movements, but it has left such a lasting impact. And collecting glass, it's one of the biggest collectibles of art. And to be able to own original pieces by, again, someone who's not only just a master of his craft, but someone who is already museum collected, who's taught glassmaking at 9 universities at prices like this. It's quite unbelievable. So we have a couple of minutes left so you can see every single piece. Again, a couple of these, the vessels are sold, but just so you could see all of the pieces at just incredible prices. The Cleveland Museum of Art is a place you can visit to see some Wes Hunting originals. The Tucson Museum of Art, the Museum of Glass in Washington, the Museum of American Glass in New Jersey, and the White House. That's where he's collected. Okay, so call us up. I'm going to keep showing you some of my favorite pieces, but I would rather hear what your favorites are out there. Okay, we'll come back to me in just a moment. Let me just get ready here. Which one?
The saffron Kelly green.
Oh, wonderful! The saffron with the Kelly green. Okay, the bowl.
Yes.
Wonderful. Who got that?
Mr. C again.
Mr. C, you have a stunning collection. Thank you, Mr. C. The saffron and Kelly green bowl is sold to Mr. C. I think you're going to see it in a moment, actually, on the loop tape. There it is. The piece you're looking at on screen, that now belongs to Mr. C. He has a beautiful collection. Thank you. Camera 2. Thank you so much. And I have to say, whenever you guys are ready, we can come back. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to add these pieces to anyone's collection. It's also so nice to hear from customers who I've had the pleasure of selling pieces to in the past. You may have seen me on here before many years ago. I've been on DirecTV, able to show the art that I've purchased and sell that to some customers. And I've had some customers call in who I know are collectors of Wes and who love glass as much as I do. I've got a few nice messages through Facebook or through Instagram of clients who were just really happy to see his work, happy to see me showing off glass because I've always been such a fan. So thank you to Mr. C, and thank you to everybody who's able to watch tonight. And even if you just call in and tell me what piece you love, again, this is what we're here to do. I'm here to show you art, to talk about art, to get you excited about art, and then ultimately, I hope, to put some pieces in your home and in your collection. And I can't think of something more vibrant and colorful and beautiful to add to any art collection than a piece by Wes Hunting, an original glass sculpture by somebody who has really brought the Italian glassmaking techniques from the island of Murano, where they were kind of held secret, and brought that to America and made it truly his own style. It's unlike anything I've come across in my journey. I have, books. We have our art set is filled with books on all the different art movements, and I have a, whole book on studio glass and going through all the artists. And you're going to see a lot of beautiful things, a lot of abstract and strange and unique pieces. From the 50-year journey of studio glass in America. The piece, for example, on the cover is gorgeous. But to me, Wes's work, there's really nothing else like it. You go through this book and you see some really gorgeous pieces, but these are pieces that wouldn't you just love to have them in your home and look at them every day, to bring the color and the light and the beautiful patterns where you can kind of get lost like a painting, where you look at the line work and the pattern work and just sort of get lost in it. So I hope for anyone that makes a purchase tonight, or if you're just taking a look, that you get lost as well and see something that you absolutely love, because that's what art is here to do. So we'll do a little pan of the table, and I again invite you to call up. We have a couple of of the smaller vessels left, and let me just give you those prices as we pan. So right in front of me, we have the only 3 left of the smaller vessels. Oh, we do. Oh, we have 4. We actually have one back. I'm sorry. There's 4 left. So take a look. Maybe we could just pan the table, and I'll put an item number up for you. For example, 1252 is the vessel that's in front of me with that gorgeous pop of bright sort of lemony yellow. Look at that, and the seafoam greens, absolutely stunning. So just to give you an idea, that is D1252 for an item number. And I just want to share with you, for $595 to own an original work of art by someone who is collected in the White House among several other museums is unheard of. So, you know, a lot of customers call up and ask, well, how do you do it? Well, as a buyer, it's my job to make relationships with artists and gallery owners and vendors, you know, establish a relationship, a working relationship. I'm very honored and lucky to know Wes and his son Wesley and to work with them, you know, and to be able to then buy at prices that our galleries just can't offer. That's what we do best here. So that's 2 payments of $297.50. I hope you're out there tonight because, you know, this is just really spectacular works of art for so far less than you're going to pay in any gallery. And that price goes for the same 2 vessels next to me. Right here to the left is D1250. Those are really the specials of the night. I have to say, we have some larger pieces. We have some very, very unique, one-of-a-kind sculptures. Every piece, of course, is one of a kind. But from the Colorfield series, I mean, these prices, this is really the best kind of the deals of the night. So we have these 2 left. Here. Oh, wonderful. And then we have one more on the turntable, which is really lovely. Maybe we'll go to the turntable next so you could see the last of the small vessels at that amazing price. Look at that. So here we have on the turntable, I will step out of the way, just gorgeous. And look at that work that he does. It's okay. Yep, 2 payments of $297 is your price on this one as well. Oh, that's right. And shipping is only $19.95. That always makes Paul so happy. Paul's our shipping manager who works very hard to get those shipping rates down. But I've got to tell you, $19.95 to ship a beautiful piece of glass that it's going to be just expertly packed and safely sent off to you is a pretty darn good price. So anything that you see tonight, $19.95 is the shipping. You know, when we look for prices to kind of show you to compare, you know, this is interesting. Now here is we talk about Murano Island, you know, Murano glass, which when you hear Murano glass, that does not necessarily mean a one-of-a-kind piece, a handmade original. A lot of Murano glass is mass-produced. You know, this one does say signed, so you have to really look. But just to give you a quick idea and comparison, a Murano Island vase right now we found on an auction website to give you just a quick price comparison, and this is a pretty good price. $7,500 is what they're asking for this vase. So just to show you a price, we can go back to the turntable. But not tonight. $595 is your price on this one. Call me if there's interest in some of the larger pieces. We have the optic crucibles, which are just stunning, very special pieces. We have the remnant sculptures, which are really more abstract in design, and we just had to have those included on the show. We have one very large amphora sculpture. Maybe we can go to that one next, in these gorgeous, rich midnight blues. That one is also displayed on the tall bongo in the back. Can we get a shot of that one? I think we're going to go to that beautiful midnight blue tall amphora sculpture. Let me know if you guys have that lined up. We'll go to that one next. In Egyptian blue. One of the larger pieces of the night. Okay. They're setting it up. We've got 4 cameras in the studio. We have a lot of glass to show you. We have it displayed all over the place. It's absolutely stunning. There it is. So you're taking a look at a very unique, one-of-a-kind piece. This is what Wes refers to as an amphora sculpture. There's the signature, perfect shot in this gorgeous Egyptian blue, sort of a midnight dark, very, very rich blue. It's incredible that he gets those colors so rich and vibrant. And a tall one, 26 inches. Multiple pieces fused together, a lot of different techniques used in something like this. So again, we have a labor-intensive and difficult piece to perfect, but look at that. It's just gorgeous. 2 payments of $897.50 on the amphora. Oops. So call me if there's an interest in that, and then we're switching out some of the pieces on the table in front of me. That's right. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've walked in front of the camera or messed up a beautiful shot. I'm just very happy that nothing is broken. We have and thank goodness there's no earthquakes. We have a studio full of gorgeous, delicate glass, though a lot of it is quite sturdy. Actually, I have seen a glass sculpture fall from a pretty high up table and not break. I'm not recommending that anyone attempt that, of course, but they are pretty sturdy pieces, but still. Okay, now this is the kind of set I like. When you guys can come back to camera 2, this is how I would prefer to conduct the live show. Hiding behind beautiful pieces of glass. Can we keep this on the table for every show? Because this is a comfortable feel for me. I really like this. These are 2, what you have in front of me when we switch over to camera 2, though you're doing a beautiful job showing how gorgeous that sculpture is. I would just love to hide behind these beautiful glass sculptures every show if I could. And these 2 vessels, I must say, are probably the largest original vessels I've seen from Wes Hunting. They're absolutely beautiful. I feel like my voice is echoing if I get too close because they're so large. It kind of catches that echo like you're talking into a cave. Yeah, yeah. So take a look. Actually, we have 3 of them lined up. I'm sorry, I'm saying 2. And look at this. This one is hiding. These are the largest vessels that we have. You're not going to pay $7,500 as you would for this smaller Murano Island glass. I think much more interesting in their design. You have 3 to choose from. Any one. Oh my goodness. Let me give you an item number. For example, 1257 would be for this beautiful orangey red. $1,495 for any of these 3 huge color field vessels. Oops. Scoot that over. I'm just going to rearrange a little bit. There we go. Ooh, look at that one. I'm going to let you just look at those, and I will step out of the way for just a moment.
The little soul and
Oh, which one is this?
We're at 6.3.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. So just for you to take a look at, I want to put, we haven't talked about this very large footed bowl on the easel. And when you see this, the base of this beautiful sort of translucent, almost tangerine color that he's created, just the base alone, I mean, I don't even know how you do that, how you get that gorgeous color that has that translucent, you can sort of see through it, but it has that hint of tangerine color. It's beautiful. This is a huge color field bowl, absolutely gorgeous with a kumquat interior. And take a look at that. It's this beautiful orange, absolutely stunning. 2 payments of $497.50. And then I want to give you an idea, because I know sometimes for perspective, even when you see the measurements, for example, this is 11 inches by 11 inches at its tallest and its widest. Sometimes it's hard to get an idea of what that size really looks like. So we want to show you a small, a medium, and a large color field vessel on the table that are all next to each other. And I'm going to price them for you just so you can see sort of how they look next to each other, what the small one looks like, what the medium, and then, of course, the large, and get an idea of the pricing.
The chartreuse vessel sold.
Oh, thank you. The chartreuse vessel sold. Which, and what item number is that?
1252.
1252 is sold. Got it. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. So another vessel is sold, but these 3, I believe, are available. We're going to start with, and if we can't put up the item number as I price them, look at this. We're going to go from small, medium to large, and you're going to get amazing prices. We're going to start with 1253. Are you ready for this? 1253, a smaller vessel, but still a very nice, substantial piece of glass. A large, I think, a great size. Beautiful, beautiful colors. 2 payments of $297.50. Persimmon interior. We have these lovely sort of fruit color descriptions for the interior. Look at those gorgeous blues. Okay, and then we're going to move on to 1255, our medium-sized vessel. We're getting a little bit larger here. Gorgeous lilacs and beautiful sort of soft pinks, rosy pinks, salmon colors. Gorgeous, and a kind of an aquatic feel with this one. Sometimes you have that movement with that line work that he's doing. It just looks just lovely. And look at that interior, that just bright, vibrant pop of color. For the medium size with lavender interior, 2 payments of $447.50. Call us up if you want to own an original, one-of-a-kind West Hunting glass sculpture. For any art collection, I think owning an original piece of glass is an absolute must. And as we continue down the line, we have the large color field vessel. Look at this one. We have to pan up, it's so tall. 1258 is the item number on this one. It is huge, and that's 2 payments of $747.50 for this beautiful Celeste interior. Look at how gorgeous. I'm going to try my best to tilt that so you could see, because every inch of this, the inside, the outside, it's all, everything is just beautiful. There's even on the inside, you have this bright, vibrant pop of color. You have this gorgeous line work that he just ribbons around the exterior of the top that looks like just this bright kind of cherry red ribbon. Absolutely stunning. The line work that just sort of mimics the sea right here, and jellyfish floating in the sea. Oh, sure. They want to see me measure it? Okay, great. Thank you. So take a look just so you could see. So the tallest one we have right here that you're looking at, just so you could see the height, 16 inches in height, just shy of this one. And measuring at the widest width of the top is about 13.5 inches width, I would say. I think we rounded up on that one, just a half an inch. Just so you could kind of get an idea. I know it's hard to visualize, so you have to find a pretty substantial spot to display that. And what's so wonderful about owning a piece of glass, and especially something so vivid and colorful with these windows of transparency that often he'll kind of hide in his works. A lot of these vessels, you don't even see it right away, but there's these little pockets where the light is going to shine through. So sunlight, different daylight or different lights in your home, depending on where you display it or where you have it, it's going to kind of take on different colors, different forms will sort of start to come out. And that's great. What we love about glass is it's a tangible art object. Unlike a framed addition or a painting where you find a spot in your wall and you hang it up and that's where it's going to live, this is a tangible piece of art where you could pick it up, you could turn it around, you could put it in different parts of your home. It could be on a table, it could be on a shelf, it could be on a mantle. I mean, wherever you find a spot. It's a piece that you can hold in your hand and just see that craftsmanship, and it's really something special to own. So let's go to, I want to show you that other crucible, this beautiful kind of cobalt blue one over here, if we can go to it. Those are tough for me to hold. They're very, very heavy, but they're really just gorgeous, gorgeous pieces. We have two of them, and I was very happy to get just a little taste of something new that Wes is working on that he recently just spoke about at a lecture in a university. So if we go to this, we have it up perfectly, this, what he's calling an optic crucible. It's really essentially this large bowl, and inside he's just layering it. I mean, really difficult to execute techniques in glassmaking. All these beautiful layers inside, like you're looking into just this clear bowl filled with, little creatures just swimming around. I mean, it's truly one of a kind. Optic crucible in Midnight. 2 payments of $1,197 if you're interested in owning something really, really special. Those were kind of our on loan museum pieces of the night.
It probably weighs 3-4 pounds.
Oh, more than that, I would think. They're pretty, I'm trying to think. Oh no, more than that. More, I would say more than 10 pounds. You think 12?
Glass, 10 pounds of
It
glass.
is. It is at least 10 pounds of solid glass. Very, very heavy. Just gorgeous. And if I pick it up and tilt it, oh, there we go. You can kind of see those layers. Look at that. I mean, how gorgeous is that? Look at that, as if they're just floating in the air. Beautiful. Yeah, it's at least 10 pounds, maybe more. I've got 2 little guys at home that are, one's over 30 pounds and the other's, I don't know, maybe 23 or 24 pounds that I am constantly picking up. So this feels quite heavy to me if I'm holding a, 25-pound child most of the time. This is really heavy. If we have a scale, it'd be interesting to weigh that. It's pretty heavy. Okay. Yes. Turn it which way? Either way. Okay.
Right there.
Got it. Thank you. Our camera guys are telling me how to turn it. I know, because they have the perfect shot lined up. Great, thank you so much. It looks great. You guys are doing a good job capturing how gorgeous that is.
I would like to see 1263, which is the footed.
Wonderful. Okay, so we have someone online for that large footed bowl. Perfect, because we already have it up on the turntable. And it's a gorgeous piece, tangerine oranges, persimmon colors, this beautiful sort of deep purple ribbon around the edge of the top. Take a look at how beautiful this is. We have it on the turntable. And who do we have online for this large footed bowl? So this is 1263, the color-filled tripod. That is available, yes, and it's 2 payments of $497.50. It is absolutely stunning. And if that is not a piece of museum glass, my goodness, I don't know what is. I would certainly love to go to a glass museum, and I could imagine seeing a piece like that. And it's huge, 11 inches in height. By 11 inches width. Let me just measure that for you.
Show the small one next to it.
Sure.
Scale.
Yeah, that's a great, just for scale, so, because this is a huge bowl. Take a look at, this is the small bowl we have. I mean, look at how huge this piece is. That's a very, very large bowl. So we have the small one right here, which is also gorgeous. Beautiful, rich midnight blue on the inside. But take a look at the size comparison. And these, specifically with the tripod, those are difficult pieces.
That one is sold to
Mr. W. Mr. W in California. He got the tripod bowl? Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. W. Thank you so much. So that tripod one is sold. This beautiful smaller bowl that I'm holding in my hand is still available. So we'll come back to me when you guys can, camera 2, because this one is gone. That one's gone to Mr. W. I don't know anyone to call. 1262, camera 2, when you guys are ready, because that one's gone. Is the 1262 is the piece that I'm holding in my hand. That large one is just beautiful, Mr. W. I hope that you love it when you get it in person. This is available. I think I'm going to put it up on the turntable because I'm sorry. I just ruined the shot. See? I do it too. I do too. 1262 is the item number for this one. Take a look at how gorgeous that is. When you see how bright and vibrant those blues are on the inside, I mean, it is just like a surprise when you look on the inside. Not only do you have this gorgeous sort of abstract, impressionist landscape on the outside that is his true calling. That is that color field series that, again, 1984, developing this color field series, which is really using Millefiore, the Italian glassmaking technique, and transforming it to the American studio glass movement. That's what put him on the maps. He was spotted right away, and had his first gallery show because of this work. I mean, it's just, look at all that line work. And then take a look at this beautiful pop and surprise on the inside. Look at that. It is so rich and beautiful when you see that vibrant blue with that gorgeous contrasting kind of cherry red around the outer rim. 2 payments of $297.50. That is an absolute steal for anyone who is interested in a piece like this.
1262 is sold.
That is sold. Thank you so much. Who got that piece? We'll come back to camera 2. That one's gone. Thank you. The small bowl sold. I'm not surprised. I'm so excited for everybody who's making a purchase tonight to get these in person, because trust me when I tell you that in person, these are somehow even more magnificent and beautiful. I'm going to put up, the lidded jar? That's a good idea. We have one lidded jar, and I love the detail in just the lid alone. When you see this jar is just stunning. And the colors too. Thank you so much. Take a look at this. And this is, before we go to the piece, this is just the lid. And I was talking about this with some people before the show, how you would see a glass trinket, an original glass sculpture, just something like this at a museum shop or in a gallery. You know, if it's an original piece of glass, I could see something like this going for a couple $100 easily by someone who's not even a known name in the artist community, but, a glass sculpture from a Pottery Barn or a West Elm, for example, something decorative, a decorative piece of glass. Certainly, owning a piece of glass, whether it's a one of a kind or just a decorative piece, it can be quite expensive. But here you have, and walk with me as I put it on where it belongs. Here you have something that's not just a decorative piece of glass, but an original one-of-a-kind glass sculpture. It's just such a stunning piece, and it's the only lidded jar that we have in the studio. This is it. For the lidded jars, this beautiful round shape with that gorgeous detail on top, aqua blues, seafoam greens, gorgeous tangerine oranges, and these beautiful sort of ocean of waves and details going over the front. 2 payments of $447.50. That is the only one we have in the show. It's the only one in the studio. So if that is a piece that's speaking to you, give us a call. And then just because I don't think this vessel had its time in the spotlight, as much as the other ones. I'm going to put D1254 up next. I think the color scheme is just lovely. I'm going to just move. Oh, perfect. Well, we can keep it right here. Look at this. Here is a color field vessel. We have a cornflower interior. Take a look at this beautiful cornflower blue hiding in the inside. This one, it just has a rainbow of colors, doesn't it? This just reminds me of a rainbow. It's just beautiful. Yes, or a sunset. I mean, it's just gorgeous when that, at least here in Southern California, sometimes the upside to having not the best air quality is we have gorgeous sunsets. When it's a little extra smoggy or foggy outside, you're guaranteed a beautiful, colorful sunset. And this is really what it reminds me of, just a gorgeous, bright, multi-hued sunset with these blues, these gorgeous soft pinks, and then look at that pop of lime green, sort of a translucent green. It's just hovering over the other colors here, and you can see a little bit of that cornflower blue underneath. Isn't that just gorgeous? So for a smaller vessel, 2 payments of $297.50, just exquisite. Every color you could think of. This is probably one of the most colorful vessels that we have. Oftentimes you'll see Wes kind of hone in and focus on a couple of different shades. For example, maybe an orange paired with a blue and the different shades. But here you have every color in the rainbow. I mean, it's really stunning and colorful. And this is still here, the jar? Well, I'm surprised about. Oh, sure. Okay, and we're going to show both the platters next. Let me move my notes and my glass books out of the way as we prepare to show you 2 very large glass platters. Okay, so maybe I'll hold of one, and what do you think? We could do that. Okay, thanks. Okay. This is a balancing act here.
We don't have anything to set these up so they can see.
No. Nope.
Okay.
I'm afraid they're gonna see it.
Maybe just one at a time. I'll lift them up.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to show off the 2 large platters we have next. But look, I'm just getting lost into the monitor staring at the rainbow colors on this vessel right here. It's just stunning. This one's still here, the rainbow vessel. No one, I'm actually really surprised. I thought that would be one of the first vessels to go just because it's so bright and colorful. You have these kind of neon colors coming through. Beautiful. Oh, thank you. Okay, and we have the 2 platters next. Item numbers. Oh, not sure, but we'll get them up. I'm sure Richard knows. Richard's back there, right? And doing graphics? Jerry, that's right. Richard is out of town. Okay. Jerry, thank you. Oops. Oh, boy. Well, that's live. Yep, they're looking. That happens. They're okay there.
1265.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, he got it. Thanks, Jerry. 1265 color field platter in poppy, and really in every color imaginable. Again, certainly Wes is a colorist above, a glassmaker and just someone who truly knows color. Beautiful. Look at that. That's a gorgeous shot, actually. We're trying to have, now these do come with, and I will show you again, wall mounts. And I do think they would look gorgeous hung up on the wall. We can't display them in our studio just because they're studio walls. You would need a strong wall to hang them, but it comes with, this is the wall mount that either of the platters will come with, so you can mount it to your wall and display it as if you're looking at a painting, an impressionist landscape, or perhaps an abstract design. However you look at it, they are absolutely stunning pieces, and either of the platters that we have, 2 payments of $897.50. I'll try my best to hold this one up again so you could kind of see. Look at that, and how the transparent color that he's playing with just allows some of the light and whatever's behind it to kind of shine through as well. absolutely stunning. So both of those are available. The lidded jar, I'm surprised, is still here, but thank you for everyone who's made a purchase. We have a lot of our smaller vessels are gone. The bowl, that gorgeous footed bowl is gone as well. I think we'll go to maybe the remnant again. Let's go to that pear-colored remnant sculpture. That's one of my favorites of the night. I just love that with this beautiful line work and stripes that just sort of ripple through it. If you're looking for something really unique and a little bit more abstract in design, now Wes certainly has used his color field work to, in a more simpler form, like a platter or a vessel. He's really allowing his beautiful pattern work to take the form of the art and to take the center stage. But in a piece like this, the remnant sculpture, now we have quite the contrary. We have a very unique form. So the sculptural form itself is really the artistic focal point here. And instead of the color field work with that abstract painted design, we have a little bit more modern and a little bit more centered in and simplistic with these just beautiful line work. And he's letting just sort of the form of the sculpture itself take on the unique sort of stature here. So we have two of these remnant sculptures, again, more of a newer style from Wes Hunting. Absolutely gorgeous abstract designs. Two payments of $747.50 for the remnant sculpture in pear. And again, we have that line work, which is absolutely gorgeous, that bright sort of yellowish green pear you could see on the inside. You have a great array of ways to show off a piece like this. Before the show, we were even talking about how these would just look amazing as a water feature or a waterfall. I could see how, I don't know if you could even rig that up or do that, but couldn't you just picture these, in the lobby of a fancy hotel with sort of water trickling down? Take a look at the one on the turntable now. This is the other remnant sculpture. These beautiful soft blues and reds. I know we have some people on the phone out there. For anyone that's interested, these are really unique items, something very different. Again, in Wes's Color Field series, he's allowing a simpler vessel or form to kind of play the backdrop to what the feature is, which is his very, very detailed, colorful pattern work. Here we have the opposite. He's using the sculptural form as the focal point and instead making that pattern work and color work a little bit more modern and a little bit more simple. Yet again, in something like this, you have these just little pops of black coming out. Down here, where my finger is pointing, you're going to see these little bubbles kind of trapped in here. We were talking about before the show how seeing a piece like that is just a reminder that you're getting an original, mouth-blown, hand-spun work of glass, hot studio glass. That's what happens when you're blowing into the cane and turning it and working with the furnace, and the glass is in its liquid lava molten glass form. You get these little pops of bubbles, and I think it adds actually a really unique kind of story. They look like they're actually perfectly placed, so certainly could be purposeful, or they just appeared and they are now part of the sculpture. You're going to see some again right here as we come along. These perfect little bubbles in here that are sort of just suspended in the layers of the glass. And again, that layer work that he's known for, just layer upon layer of the colors. You could see when you look up close, all these layers, a transparent layer, an opaque of the colors, another layer underneath that. Then we have sort of these black sort of spots that are just, again, another layer in the glass right here. Absolutely gorgeous. So two payments of $747.50 for this remnant sculpture in Paradise, or for the remnant in the pear tones. Beautiful abstract forms from Wes Hunting, and really two of the most unique. Those and the Crucible pieces were extremely unique new pieces from him. And then look at this. Look how gorgeous. I don't want to ruin that shot because you guys are doing such a great job. As that spins, you see these little windows. There's these open pockets and this beautiful sort of black onyx on the inside. And what I wanted to show off here is how smooth those edges are. Something else we were talking about before the show started. take a look at that. So a lot of this is cold sculpting. So there's there's hot work when the glass is in its liquid form and forming it to its shape. Then after the glass is cooled off, a lot of times you'll see cold work done or sculpting work done where the glass is actually sanded down and chiseled. So you have these beautiful, just sort of razor sharp edges right here. Very, very clean lines. Again, this is more of a modern piece. Really, really beautiful. A lot of incredible technique being used. Anyone who's knowledgeable about art glass or studio glass and who knows how difficult it is to maneuver and manipulate glass knows that something like this is incredibly difficult to pull off. And wow, he really nailed it with these pieces. So I think I have an idea. I think I might go to something completely different just for a moment. We only have less than 30 minutes left in the show. Are you able to get a good shot of that art piece hanging on the blue wall? Okay, thank you. Actually, hang on one second, because I'm going to grab some notes. Tonight is still all about glass, but of course, our studio, we have to have art all over the place and hanging on the walls. And I have to tell you, we have a really special piece that I didn't plan on showing, but I'm just going to cut to a gorgeous pencil-signed and numbered serigraph by op art icon Yaakov Agam. It's hanging on our blue wall, and we thought, I don't even know if we were able to have that in the shot tonight, but we always look for pieces to pair with the feature of the night, tonight being the most colorful, beautiful glass that I've come across in my 10 years as an art buyer. So we had to have some beautiful, brightly colored artwork on our walls to complement the glass. And we thought, what better than this gorgeous Agam, this is Message of Peace. It was done in 1988, sort of just a studio piece that we've been hanging on to because it's very special and it's such a gorgeous piece of art. We have this displayed, I think, in a really unique way. It's actually not framed, but it's hanging in a sort of a print hanger. So it's displayed on the wall. And it's so colorful. I just wanted to show this off. So Yaakov Agam, who is an Israeli-born artist, certainly probably the most famous artist from Israel. There's a number of large life-size art installations all around the world that he's designed. There's a Agam museum in Israel. And this is a piece that the the World Olympics commissioned him to create in 1988. This was his Message of Peace. This is op art, which is optical art, optical illusion, kinetic art, where the image sort of changes and morphs as you look at it. So, you kind of see multiple things depending on your angle. I don't want to spend too much time. If we had a whole Agam show, I certainly would. But I just want to show you, we were able to sort of show you a couple of his pieces. And we actually found this exact piece on a gallery. It was just reduced. This is the same piece, Yaakov Agam, Message of Peace, 1988. Was on a gallery website recently for $4,500. You could see that they crossed out the price there. And then here next to it is their new price, $3,300. Exact same piece, pencil signed and numbered.
The fourth flower.
Oh. The one on the end. Oh, sure. Okay. Okay, I will go back. Should I go back to the Agam then? I was just about to. All right, let me just price it, and then we have a request for the glass. So we'll go back to the Message of Peace just for a moment. We'll go back to that so I can, am I in the shot? Okay, wonderful. Okay, so my point was it's not going to cost you $4,500 or that reduced price of $3,300. For anyone who's watching, $1,395 is your price on the Agam Message of Peace. That's, again, pencil signed and numbered serigraph by certainly one of the biggest names in op art or optical art, the most famous artist out of Israel. 2 payments of $697.50. I just wanted to go to it real quick to change it up real quick. It it does complement the glass perfectly because it's such a colorful, beautiful piece. This one,
Somebody wants to see all
okay, great.
different ones. All
Okay.
3 of those.
Oh, okay, great. And then we're going to go to 1250. And we have someone online for
2 people.
two people online. Okay.
Those are the last 3 in that size.
Okay.
The cornflower interior, D1254.
Okay, D1254 is the cornflower interior. And who do we have online for?
Mr. F.
Mr. F. Okay, Mr. F. I'm going to show you this one next, and maybe we'll put all 3 on the turntable, just because because it's fun to live like that. So, Mr. F, I'm going to show you this one. We have 3 left, and only 3 of the smaller vessels. 1254 is the item number for. Oh, this is the one I can't believe is still here, Mr. F. This is such a beautiful piece. It is a rainbow of colors. I love that pop of lime green right there. Let's let this one have its time for a moment before I overcrowd the turntable. It is such a gorgeous piece. It's sold already? Oh, wonderful. Okay, that's sold. Congratulations, because it is such a lovely piece. Thank you. And these 2 are also of interest. 1253 we'll put next on the turntable. And I'm saving space for the very last of the small vessels, which is 1250. And who is online for? Mr. C. In Michigan. Now, Mr. C, thank you so much. You've made some lovely purchases tonight. And these are the last 2 of the color-filled vessels. One with this gorgeous bright persimmon interior, which is sort of this soft orange. I'm not going to mess up that shot. And the other one with all those beautiful pinks and lavenders. It has that bright pop of kind of cotton candy pink inside. They're both gorgeous pieces. Either one, $595 or 2 payments of $297.50. You have your pick. They're both just exquisite. So you let me know which one Mr. C wants to add to his collection. Yeah, item number 1250 and 1253.
No, he wants to see 1255 and 1256.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. 1255 and 1256. So the larger 1255. The larger vessels, yes. Okay, I have 1256 right here. And you have 1255? Okay, great. So let's try to get these on here. Okay. Camera 2, we're going to do a swap. 1256. I'm going to put it right here. And now you could see, since it's on the turntable next to the smaller one, how much larger that is. And as that small one turns around, I'm going to swap that out for 1255. Absolutely beautiful. These are larger, 2 payments of $447.50 for the larger vessels. Up for Mr. C's consideration. Ooh, that's. There we go. So you have both of them there. Beautiful. One with an iris interior. Gorgeous. Both of them have, all of these, it's such a treat when you get to look in the inside, how vibrant those colors are, the pattern work. You could see the little windows of transparency towards the bottom of some of these, so you could see that line work and the pattern work come through. Watch this one as it comes around where I'm pointing. You'll see there's this gorgeous sort of crystal transparency right here, and you could see through to the other side all that detailed pattern work and line work that he's doing right in there. I know you guys are going to get that great shot. Beautiful. It's dark, so it's kind of hard to see, but all that is
55, and which one's 56?
the darker one is 56, and this is the one. So where my hand is, with the red trim around the top, with the iris, which is sort of like a purple interior. That's 56. And then this one that you're seeing on screen right now with those beautiful sort of lime greens and the orange sherbet colors, that's 55 with the lavender interior right here. So let me know which one he's interested in. I'll step out of the way, but again, this one where my hand is above is 1255, and then with those beautiful blues is 1256.
1256 is sold.
Thank you. 1256 is sold. Okay. And that is this one. So I will take 1255 with me. Oh boy. Now I'm now I'm nervous. I think it's okay.
We'll come and get it.
Mr. C for purchasing 1256. Just for you to take a look at. So yes, this one right here, 2 payments of $297.50. Beautiful shades of lavender and a bright, bright pop of pink on the inside. Look at how gorgeous that is. And we have about 16 minutes left in the show. So please call me up and tell me which other pieces you'd like to see. I'm happy to balance as many as possible on the turntable for your enjoyment at home. Play with fire a little bit here to see what happens. Okay, and we'll just start to redecorate our table here with what pieces we have left. Gorgeous. You get a great shot of that beautiful forest green optic crucible right there. Oh, that's beautiful too, those colors. Maybe we'll go to the large vessel next. So I think we'll go to, this is so tall I can't even look inside of it. 1257 is on the turntable. This is a very tall color field vessel. Beautiful. If oranges and reds, if those are your colors, this is the piece for you. It's just beautiful. Take a look at that. I'll step out of the way. Gorgeous large vessel. That's 2 payments of $747.50. And then we have, and maybe we'll put this one next to it. We're getting large here. Ooh, maybe, you know what? I think I won't. I'm going to have to, I was going to put the 2 on the turntable next week. Those are too big. When the turntable starts to shake a little bit, it's telling me, don't do it. Just beautiful. 15 minutes left in the show, so call up, last minute requests, questions, if there's anything you have a question about. I know we talked a little bit about art glass versus studio glass today. Everything that you see in our studio, funny enough, is considered studio glass. And again, what that means is you're getting a handcrafted original piece of artwork, an original hand-blown piece of glass from an artist in their studio, not factory made, not mold made. Nothing's made here with a machine other than using elements found in nature. We're using glass. We're using fire from the furnace to heat the glass. Using the cane to turn to create the form of the glass, using colored beads that were all handmade and created to form this gorgeous pattern work. So truly an original piece of artwork, every single one of these pieces tonight. You're getting really beautiful, handcrafted pieces of artwork by somebody who's been doing it for over 40 years. So again, I can't stress enough how it is very important to know the history behind the artist and the piece, and to know that you're getting a piece by an artist who is a museum collected and gallery represented artist is very important for the value. It's very important to know for that it will retain that value, that it's a valuable work of artwork. But above and beyond everything, it's got to be a piece that you just love to look at, that you want in your collection, in your home, displayed for people to enjoy, for you to enjoy for years to come. Pieces that I hope you'll pass on and become heirloom pieces and family pieces. There's a very small piece of glass that I have on a shelf in my kitchen that I look at every day. I look at it when I'm at the kitchen sink. And it's a piece that I got from my grandmother who passed, but that piece came from her grandmother. So it's a very small little cobalt blue glass that was factory made. It's not, I don't think it has any value to it, but it's so special to me because of the history, because it was passed down from generation to generation, and I'm now the 5th or 6th generation to own it. So it's a piece that's special to me. And I guess my point is that, I hope that you see a piece, you fall in love with the way it looks and the story behind it, and that you'll pass that down, that these will become artworks that you keep forever, that you pass down to future generations. And, that's certainly what the artist I know hopes. Okay, we'll do what you see left on the desk now, and the set behind me is what we have left in the show. So we'll do, when you guys are ready, we'll do a pan of the table, a last 10-minute offering of everything that we have in the studio. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, it's been an honor and a pleasure to introduce you to the art creations of glassmaker Wes Hunting. I truly believe he is one of the greatest living glassmakers in America today. He has brought what's known as a century-old technique in the island of Murano, or from Venice, Italy, Millefiori technique, and brought that to the U.S., completely made that his own after 40 years of perfecting it. So you're getting a lot of history in these pieces from an artist who truly has the passion and the craftsmanship to create gorgeous works of art. So it's been my pleasure to show off his work to you, and I hope that even if you didn't make a purchase tonight, that you got to learn something, or just look at some beautiful works of art, look at some gorgeous, colorful pieces of glass. And as we do a last little pan of the studio here in our last 10 minutes of the show, you're getting, again, a look at what we have left, all the pieces that we curated for tonight, these gorgeous, large, abstract sculptures that you see on the up on the displays behind me in the set right there, and then the few pieces that we have left on the desk. So thank you to everybody who watched and who made a purchase. I'm very excited for you and happy for you to get your pieces and add them to your home, display them, and I hope they bring you happiness for many, many years. And thank you again. And if there's a request or a question, I'd love to open the phone lines to questions. Call up. If you have a question about glass, a question about any of these pieces, or an art question in general, call me up. I'm here to answer your questions, show you some beautiful works of art, and yeah, that's a good idea. We're going to go to the optic crucible, which really is one of the most unique pieces from the show tonight. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, perhaps we haven't done it justice because it's been on the black table, and it was hard to kind of get look how, now it does look a lot brighter. So I'm really glad we're displaying it now. This is an optic crucible in deep forest. It is a very substantial piece of glass. We were talking about the weight, easily 10 pounds of solid glass in a piece like this, layer upon layer, and you see it's this beautiful, I mean, it's hard to even turn it because it's so heavy. It might be closer to 15 pounds. This beautiful, deep forest green bowl that's sort of just containing the life that lives within it, layer upon layer of these beautiful Millefiori. It's sort of the color field style that Wes is known for, that what put him on the map as a glass gallery artist, but shown off in a completely different way. He's really just taking the Millefiori and transforming it, showing it, offering it to you in a completely different format. You could display this a number of ways. This does come with a stand that they created specifically for the optic crucibles. It could also be laid down as a bowl, so it's something to look into when you're standing above it. But either way you display it, it's a really special, unique piece. And we have two of these. Either one is two payments of $1,195.50. So for a true statement piece, I couldn't recommend something more beautiful. We were very excited to get these.
Like a type pool.
It is, yes, it's like a tide pool. I'm at a loss for words when I'm looking at this. Thank you. It is. It's like a tide pool. And looking into it, it looks like you could just reach in there and just grab all these little creatures that are just living, suspended in crystal. I mean, it's just brilliant. And Wes recently was invited to a glass museum to talk about his work as an artist, and specifically talked about these crucible pieces and just, the idea behind them and just, the layering technique. This is just sort of one of his latest creations as an artist. He's constantly looking to push himself and express himself in different ways. And, oh, thank you. And then, we could show you, just to show you what I have here. So this is the stand. We have 7 minutes left in the show. So call up if there's any questions. But just so you could see, so his son, who works with him in his glass studio, welded these metal stands. And this is what they come with, so you can display the crucible. But just so you could see, here's the stand. And then again, we'll do a final we'll do one more pan of the table so you could see, just for myself to look up at the monitor and see how beautiful all these look before you, just for your consideration. Any of these Wes Huntings, call me up if there's any interest. And again, thank you to everybody who watched and made a purchase tonight. We have these very large, beautiful vessels. Personal favorite of mine, because my two favorite, I love purple and green, and those are the dominant colors in that color-filled vessel. We have a very large vessel on the turntable, these beautiful sort of tangerine and bright cherry red colors. That smaller one there, that lavender one with that bright pink interior, $595 for that small vessel. Then we're coming to a medium one with kind of a similar rainbow pattern as the smaller one that Mr. C now owns. The last lidded jar available right here in these beautiful Kelly greens and seafoam greens. I mean, just a sea of colors here with that gorgeous, delicate little lid. Every single piece handmade, of course. The other optic crucible there that we have displayed down like this. I'll try to tilt it for you so you can see. Again, this is 12 pounds of solid glass. Oops, we're getting the light. There we go. Any questions out there? I was all ready to take an art question. If someone wants to call up and has a question or just wants to talk about a piece or tell me which one is their favorite, tell me what they see.
Go to the Olympics is coming up.
It is.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Here in LA, is that? No.
July in Tokyo.
In Tokyo. Oh, yeah. LA would be the 2024. Yeah. Right. Yes. That's true. A couple months, the Olympics. Yeah, the 2020 Olympics. Here, I'll just step off set. I'll just conduct the show from over here, behind the cameras. We'll go back to the Agam. Yes, because as a reminder, thank you, the 2020 Summer Olympics are coming up, and here we have a message of peace, which the Olympic Games commissioned Yaakov Agam to create this piece commemorating the 1988 Olympics. And it's 2 payments of $697.50 for anyone that is out there and wants to own a pencil-signed silk screen by one of the founders of the op art movement, Yaakov Agam. You could see his public installations around the world. Oh, now I have a list of them at the desk, and I walked off the set. Can I walk back to do I have to go around? Yeah, I'll do here I go. Hi, guys. I'm going to just walk around okay. I'm not going to get in the way here. I'll just show you here. Didn't even plan on really showing the only Agam that we have in the show, but since we're on it. So here is a picture of Agam. He's standing in front of a building that he designed in Tel Aviv. So not only a fine artist, but this is a man who has been commissioned around the world for public installations. And look at that. Here's a picture of him. He's standing right here, and he's in front of an Agam building that he designed. That's in Tel Aviv. Also in Tel Aviv, there's a very famous water fountain. That's a kinetic art sculpture and water fountain in one. Look at this. I know it's a small picture. 2.5 minutes left in the show. Okay. So it's called the Fire and Water Fountain in Tel Aviv. In 2015, he created that. So just to give you a quick, we'll go back to the piece one more time as I organize my notes and ask for any last minute requests in the under 2 minutes we have left in the show. Again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Claire DeTusa. This was Collectible Art with Claire. Oh, wonderful. Okay, we have like a minute left, and someone wants to see the crucible pieces together. Yes, we will do what we can. Okay. Okay, thank you so much.
The baby.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm going to come around, so just follow me. And I will, oh, boy. Okay, and who do we have online for the 2 optic crucible pieces? Because these are really special, special pieces tonight. You're looking at optic crucible in Deep Forest. Below me is, thank you. Thank you so much.
Claire grew arms.
Kendra's holding me. Kendra's holding for me the other optic crucible in this beautiful midnight blue. They want to see both. Thank you so much. They're very beautiful, heavy pieces, but just absolutely stunning. Thank you. You know, they're heavy. This is my workout for the day, holding this piece up. Okay.
45 seconds.
Okay. Here, why don't we go to the one up top? And then we could.
30 seconds left.
The
Green
green
one,
one?
silver.
Oh, wonderful. Who got that piece? Oh, okay. Miss O? Miss O, thank you so much. That is headed to Pennsylvania. It is a gorgeous piece. And Miss O, we will make sure that you get the welded stand to go with that. I can't wait for you to see that in person because it is just layer upon layer of beautiful. It truly is an optic gem. So gorgeous. Thank you so much. That is the end of the show. Miss O got one of the most beautiful pieces of the night, I think. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our display of West Hunting glass. I'll see you next week, and thank you so much. Bye.
Hello and welcome back to Rick's U.S. Coin Show. Along here with Caitlin, we have got an extraordinary collection for you today, folks, of Morgan dollars. I've been a specialist in Morgan dollars since the early 1980s. This was my first book on Morgan dollars. This is actually how I really got started. This book by Jim Osbon. I had a job where I was selling electronic cash registers at the time, and I wandered into a coin shop. I had been a collector as a kid and gotten away from it as a teenager, and I wandered by the coin shop and walked in, and he had all these silver dollars in his cases there, and they looked great. You know, silver dollars, people love them because, you know, they're old, they can be very rare, and they're big, beautiful coins, especially when you find them in nice condition. And I was interested in a lot of them, but I didn't know enough about them. So I asked him if there's a good book he could recommend, and he recommended this book, and I bought it because I've always believed in books. You know, knowledge is power, especially in numismatics. And that's why I write books. You know, I mean. And I basically follow the same kind of format where I offer a date-by-date analysis of every date, you know, that describes the characteristics of the coin, how rare it is in gem and superb gem. But anyhow, so this book got my start, and over the years I lost the book, and I thought it was gone forever, you know, my original copy. Then one day I'm laying in bed there, and Caitlin comes in, and you handed me the book, and you put it in my lap.
I said, hey, check this out, Dad.
Yes, and I said, how'd you find my book?
I bought it online.
She said, I bought it.
Much scourging through the internet. Yeah.
She bought it online, yes, and I said, then I said, yeah, you're right, because my copy had the corner ripped off, and this is like almost new. So anyhow, you know, it's that's a copy of what my original book was, and I specialized in the finest Morgan dollars, and I still do to this day. In fact, I brought one with me, folks. This happens to be a proof Morgan dollar, and I believe there's only one other proof Morgan dollar that NGC has given this highest grade to. And the highest grade for any Morgan dollar that I know of is proof, not proof 69, and not proof 69 cameo, not proof 69 star cameo, but proof 69 star ultra cameo. In other words, the heaviest cameo contrast, proof 69 star. That's the ultimate. I believe there's only one other date that's received that grade. I'm trying to think of which date it is right off the top of my head, and I'll think of it. But here's one that I acquired for a client. This is the 1890, one of only 2 NGC coins to be graded in proof 69 star ultra cameo. So I know my Morgan dollars, folks, and oh, the other date is, I believe, in 1896. It just occurred to me. There's a 1896 in proof 69 star ultra cameo. So this date and the 96, the only 2 out of all the proof Morgans struck. What I have for you today, though, are some Mint State Morgans. Now, Mint State Morgans are cool because, while that's a proof Morgan, very beautiful, I mean, that's a 6-figure coin, folks, okay, well into the 6 figures. What's cool about the Mint State coins is that those are the coins struck for commercial use. They were meant to be spent. And the great majority of Morgan dollars were spent. So the real challenge for Morgan dollar collectors who are collecting Mint State coins is to find those examples that were meant to be spent, but that have survived in the finest known or finest possible condition. And that's the real thrill with any Mint State series. I just gave a presentation on Mint State Wheatback Lincolns struck from 1940 to 1958. They were, you know, they were MS-66, and that was extraordinary because, again, most of these coins were spent. MS-66s are extremely rare, and so it is with Morgan dollars. You know, Morgan dollars, the vast majority went into circulation and are quite worn. I've got a few examples I'm going to show you in just a minute, but I want to first get back to this set. This set, folks, I don't care if there's been a show on the air for 25 years. They haven't offered a set of this quality, of this magnitude. Now, the best set that I am aware of these years was offered in MS-64 grade, this 7-coin set. And we've offered this 7-coin set in the past in MS-64 grade. And it's a tough set in MS-64 grade because you have 7 coins. So all are very scarce in MS-64, but there's 1 coin in this set that raises the level of difficulty of the set from about a 6 on a numismatic difficulty Richter scale. We'll call it NDRS for short. On the numismatic difficulty Richter scale, it raises the level from a 6 to about a 9. The ones getting the 1 coin in this, in particular, in this set. And the set I'm talking about is the last of the New Orleans minted Morgan dollars, struck from 1898 to 1904. No Morgan dollar was struck at the New Orleans Mint after 1904. Now, it's a 7-coin set in MS-64 that begins with the 1898. And a logical question to ask is, why didn't you start the set earlier, say at 1895, and make it a 10-coin New Orleans MS-64 set. That'd be cool. Well, the first thing to understand about Morgan dollars, when we're talking about Mint State Morgan dollars, is the concept of rarity. When we talk about rarity in numismatics, there are really two different kinds of rarity we could be referring to. There's absolute rarity, and then there's condition rarity. Now, absolute rarity is a coin that's rare in any condition because there maybe were very few struck or very few that have survived. For example I always give whenever I talk about absolute rarity, because most collectors are familiar with it, the 1913 Proof Liberty nickel. They only struck 5. So even if you have the lowest quality example of those 5, it's going to be worth millions and millions of dollars because of the tremendous absolute rarity. In the Morgan series, the date with the greatest absolute rarity is the 1893S. They only struck 100,000. So even an example in AG, almost good, a heavily worn example, is worth a few $1,000s. Now, Morgan dollars, most Morgan dollars, though, were struck in very high numbers, in the millions or even tens of millions. So usually when we're talking about rarity in Morgan dollars, we're referring to condition rarity. And condition rarity is a coin that it may be common in low grade, but becomes very rare and very valuable in high grade. One really great example would be the 1886-0 Morgan dollar. They struck over 10 million examples. But if you found one in MS-65, they're extremely valuable because there's very few that exist in MS-65. An MS-65 may be a $200,000 coin. Very rare. But you can find a circulated low-grade example. Here's one I just got in a coin shop. Here's a 1886-0 circulated. I got it for around $30, $35. $35. While an MS-65 is worth a couple $100,000. It's only worth $30, $35 because, again, they struck a lot of them, over 10 million. So they're common in low grade, but they become very rare in high grade. Now, in the later O mints, you've got some dates here that are fairly high mintages, but very rare in the higher mint state grades. And here's a little chart I made that runs the gamut for you. At the top of the chart, I've got what we'd consider the most common Morgan dollar in MS-65 condition, the 1881S. You can see they had a mintage of over 12 million. NGC's graded almost 100,000 of them in MS-64, over 50,000 in MS-65. So it's a common coin in 6.5. They're around $150, $200 in 6.5 condition. But then again, the next coin right after that, you've got the 1885cc with one of the lowest mintages in the series. Only 228,000 were struck. But a high percentage, or relatively high percentage, survived in uncirculated condition. This is one of the common traits of a lot of the Carson City minted coins. The Carson City minted coins, a lot of them were struck, dumped into bags, and they were discovered decades later, in the 1960s actually. They knew about them before that, but they were discovered in the vaults of the Treasury. Just thousands, hundreds and hundreds of bags of these Carson City minted coins that had never been in circulation. And the 85cc was one of them. So here you had a coin, super low mintage, but they've graded 3,200 in 6.5. Now that is a rare coin. When you're talking about 3,200 coins, That's a rare coin. Especially when you know, again, that's why I put the 1881S there, because you could see the difference between what's a common date and a rare date, much rarer date, the 85cc. But now we go to those next two coins there, the 96.0 and the 97.0. There you had mintages of between 4 and 5 million. And look how few have been graded in 6.4 and 6.5. 96.0, I actually have one here, folks. I actually have a 96.0 in my hands. Take a look. Caitlin's going to show this coin to you. And it's another one of those coins I bought in the coin shop for around $30, $35. Because again, they struck 4 or 5 million examples, but very few have survived in high-grade mint state. And you can see on the back when Caitlin flips it around, the O mint mark below the eagle there, 96.0. And we'll go back to our chart now. So we don't include those 96.0s, 97.0s. I mean, here's a 97.0, which is not quite as rare as the 96.0. Here's a 97.0, for example, in MS62 grade. You know, over $3,000. And here's one in MS64 grade. You're approaching $20,000 for an MS64. An MS65 could be close to $100,000. Now take a look at this set the chart we have here. Beginning with the 1898.0. Begins with the 1898.0. 4 million struck. Now, can we get the entire page in there? This is a coin much rarer than the 81S. Can you scroll it up just a little bit? There you go. That's perfect. Perfect. Much rarer than the 81S. And it's among the most common dates in this set, but by no means a common coin. 33,000 graded in 6.4, only 12,900 in 65. The next date, the 99.0. A little tougher coin, even though it has a mintage over 3 times that of the 99.0. You know, 4 million versus 12 million, but the 99.0 is harder to find in high-grade mint state condition. Only 7,800 coins graded in 6.5, 25,000 in 6.4. And then you have the 1900.0. Even higher mintage than the 99.0, and that's rarer yet. Less than 20,000 graded in 6.4, 6,800 in 6.5. That's about 0.2% of the total mintage. 0.2%, not 2%, 0.2%. 0.2%. Then we have the 1901.0. These things keep getting rarer and rarer. Highest mintage yet, over 13 million coins, but only 17,000